Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff today. I'm reviewing the song Girls and Boys by Blur. This is part of my ongoing series where I'm listening to songs that come from albums that are on Rolling Stone magazine's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. The way the series works is I'll do reaction videos for two and sometimes three songs from each album, and then eventually I'll go and listen to the rest of the album on my own, and I'll come back and let you know what I thought. And so this particular song comes from Blur's album Park Life, which is number 438 on the list, and was released by Food in 1994. About the album, Rolling Stone says Blur improbably burst into the mainstream with Park Life's Girls and Boys, which we're listening to today, a 5-minute disco rock barn burner about cross-dressing bisexual libertines. They also sang about the joys of slacking in Park Life, but also how boring it is to conform into the century. And they transformed a map of England into a metaphor for surviving rough patches. This is a low. Frontman Damon Albarn's gifts for storytelling, sing-along melodies, and Anglophilia set up Blur as heirs apparent to the Kinks and fierce rivals to Oasis for Britpop's crowns. I've heard a lot of people compare Blur and Oasis, of course. I guess that was the big debate back in the 90s. I was too young to even know about these bands. And honestly, before starting the channel, I think the only Blur song I had ever heard was Song 2, right? I think everybody's heard Song 2. But since starting the channel, I've heard Swamp Song and Coffee and TV, Beetlebum. Beetlebum, is that what it's called? I forget. But regardless, I mean, all three of those songs are pretty good. So hoping for another good one here. Let's jump into it. Again, Blur, Girls and Boys off of Park Life. Here we go.
Streets like a jungle, so cold
I know some of you are probably going to hate what I'm about to say, just because I know that was probably like a lead single or one of their biggest songs, right? But that might be my favorite Blur song that I've ever heard. And I'm sure some of you are like, well, at least it's not song two because again, everyone knows song two. Um, that was really enjoyable. I like that a whole lot. And correct me if I'm wrong. It mentioned Rolling Stone mentioned lead singer David Albarn. He or frontman Damon Albarn. He either is the frontman or collaborated with Gorillaz, if I'm not mistaken, right? And I asked that because one, the name sounds super familiar. I'm like, I know I've seen it somewhere before. So, and my brain's telling me Gorillaz. Um, but on top of that, like, and if that's true, I can see. I don't know if Gorillaz came first and influenced Blur, or Blur came first and influenced Gorilla, but I hear some of those similarities between the two in this song. Again, Rolling Stone described it as like a disco rock barn burner, right? And I definitely at first I was like, what does that even mean? But listening to this song, I'm like, oh, okay, because it does have like those elements of disco, that rich bass, just like I don't know if they were using synth keyboards, what they were using to get that sound, or if it was like distortion in guitar or something, but yeah, very like disco esque and fun to listen to. A lot of good repetition using the girls who like boys who like girls who do boys who do right, like that whole thing. That part was really just like a fun listen, made for a really good solid chorus. And so, yeah, with that, I say we jump right in. Let's break the song down like we always do, of course, starting with the lyrics. So I do want to read this about section on Genius for the song itself. It says, peaking at number 5 in the number 5 in the UK charts, and considered a comeback hit in its day after poor sales of Blur's second album, Modern Life is Rubbish. It was named Song of the Year, 1994 by NME and Melody Maker magazines. The single's cover art was taken from a condom wrapper, reflecting the song's focus on sexual promiscuity on summer holidays in Europe. I'm guessing they're referring to the art that was at the top of this article here, or this page here. The music has a convergence of various pop and dance styles, summed up by bassist Alex James as disco drums, nasty guitar, and Duran Duran bass. That's a great way to put it. Yeah, it really sums it up, with the first being done by a drum machine. Okay, that makes sense. There's a lot of songs on this album, geez. Anyway, let's take a look at those lyrics. So, streets like a jungle, so called the police, following the herd down to Greece on holiday. Love in the 90s is paranoid on sunny beaches. Take your chances looking for girls who are boys, who like boys to be girls, who do boys like their girls, who do girls like their boys. Always should be someone you really love. Girls who are boys, who like boys to be girls, who do boys like their girls, who do girls like their boys. Always should be someone you really love. Again, that repetition I think makes for just a very fun and I want to say memorable chorus, but I don't know how you keep all these lines straight in your head without having listened to the song quite a bit. But very memorable chorus, great sounding chorus for sure. Avoiding all work because there's none available. Like battery thinkers, count your thoughts on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers. Nothing is wasted, only reproduced. You get nasty blisters. Du bist sehr schön. German for you are very beautiful. Okay. The umlaut said something about the umlaut, and I skipped right past it. Where was it? Verse 2. The umlaut makes a big difference here. You are very already versus you are very beautiful. Okay, interesting. But we haven't been introduced. Girls who are boys, who like boys to be girls, who do boys like their girls, who do girls like their boys. Always should be someone you really love. Girls who are boys, who like boys to be girls, who do boys like their girls, who do girls like their boys. Always should be someone to really love. So yeah, I think the whole point is, again, that sort of sexual promiscuity. Are you a girl? Are you a boy? Doesn't matter. Let's just get it on. That kind of thing. That's kind of how I'm reading the chorus. let's see, looking for girls who are boys who like boys to be girls who do boys like their girls who do girls like their boys. Always should be someone you really love. Girls who are boys who like boys. Again, I don't know how you keep any of this straight when you're trying to sing it and remember, but kudos to them. Yeah, you know what? Lyrically, it was interesting. Again, I thought I can see that's definitely from like a condom advertisement or rapper or whatever. But no, I can see why this was such a popular song. I think lyrically, again, it captures some of that fun while still being kind of snarky about it. But again, the chorus I think is really fun to sing along to if you can get the words down right. And just yeah, it was so catchy. I think the lyrics are well written. Really kind of hits it all for me. I give it 2 big thumbs up lyrically. Again, it's fun while having kind of somewhat of a message. I don't know if it's necessarily like, oh, this life-changing message, but it has a message, right, which I like. Anyway, instrumentally, I thought the drum track was great. The bass was fantastic. A lot of fun, and again, I don't know if it was like a distorted guitar, if it was keyboards, synthesizer. I'm not that musically smart to really pinpoint it and tell you, but hey, I liked whatever it was. I liked that sort of disco, again, pop sounding instrumentation that they put forth, and again, that might make this a little bit more commercially appealing, which is why I said some people may dislike the fact that I kind of like this more than any other Blur song I've heard so far, because I think it is very commercially available and kind of easy to listen to. And it's fun. It's a fun listen. So I know that kind of rubs some people the wrong way, but regardless, I think if for those of you who are Blur fans, it's kind of like whatever gets you into Blur, right? Which again, I've had a few songs to listen to from them, and I've always kind of liked what I've heard and enjoyed what I heard. But I think this one takes it up another notch, both instrumentally and vocally for me, where I want to listen to it again, like immediately, right? So. Really like this one. 2 big thumbs up instrumentally and vocally. As far as replay value goes, this one easily makes the playlist. Can't wait to listen to it again. It was just a fun song, lyrically, vocally, instrumentally. Just had all the right pieces, and I can see why it was such a big hit when it first came out. And it was again that sort of like redemption track, because yeah, it was just a fun listen. So 2 big thumbs up for replay value. Can't wait to hear it again. Thank you so much for whoever requested this one. As always, if you enjoyed the music as much as I did, you should definitely go support the artists. Go listen to their music wherever you can. And if you enjoyed what you saw here on the channel today, just consider supporting the channel. Do all the normal stuff you do on YouTube. Like and subscribe and comment with your requests, because I'm always taking those. Although this came from my Rolling Stone series, I do get a lot of requests for Blur, so hopefully one of you out there somewhere wanted to hear this, and I inadvertently fulfilled your request, right? But regardless, leave those comments, and then of course you can check the description if you'd like to follow me on Twitch, TikTok, or Instagram. I'll tell you, I'm probably most active on Instagram out of all those 3 platforms, so just a heads up. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.